Hey everybody, this is Christopher with another episode of What's Brewing, and today we're talking about the new Cloudmonster. But before we jump into the video, let's roll that beautiful B-roll. As we get into this video, we want to thank our sponsor, Try Running Lafayette. When you're picking your perfect shoe, it's always hard to make those decisions alone. That's why Try Running offers a free gait analysis and first-hand knowledge on running shoes, running accessories, injury prevention, and nutrition, all free of charge. Perfect shoes for school, work, running, or walking. With nearly 20 years of experience, they are confident they have the right shoe for what you do. If you want to learn more, visit the links in the description below. Thank you, Try Running, for being our store of choice every time the team at Rooted buys their new pair of shoes. If you're new to On, it's important to understand the On story. On was born in the Swiss Alps with one goal: to revolutionize the sensation of running. It's all based on the radical idea of soft landings followed by explosive takeoffs, or as they call it, running on the clouds. There it is, the Cloudmonster. I mean, this is a gorgeous shoe here. Look at the design language here. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in this video. Want to give a whole 360 view here. That way you can take a look at it. Right, see inside. It's a little bit tough to see with the lighting here. Lacing and tongue. Of course, the sole here. This is it, the Cloudmonster. So let's talk a little about this shoe and what makes it so special. I would say that the toe cap here, we'll start here at the very top. The toe cap has a very similar design as many of the other Ons here, many shoes indeed. One of the things that you'll notice specifically here about the actual toe cap here is that unlike a lot of the previous generation On shoes here, one of the things that you'll notice is that, let's see if I can get it in focus here. One of the things that you'll notice here is that you've got less of a visible material here on the bottom of the toe cap. I like this. I think this looks minimalist. You'll notice it's a very breathable material here. As well as when you move into the actual vamp here, the toe cap and the vamp kind of mix together here. You don't get much of a visual design change here other than this thinner material. That gets us to the throat line here. When you look at the throat line here, you'll notice that you've got this really nice material here, kind of keeping everything together. Yeah, you can see there's a change here from this material here. And then you get into the eyelets here. Now this is where the lacing system gets really different. If you watch a lot of YouTube videos for different runners who do run a lot, you'll notice that many of them actually do lace up this way or give tutorials on how to lace up this way. And you'll notice that On is doing this now by default. Now when you get to the tongue here, one of the things that you'll notice about the tongue, and I don't know if I'll be able to show it very clearly here on the video, but it's a much thinner material here. If we get a good angle here, you can kind of see how thin the actual tongue is here. Now the normal insole here is very similar to any other On shoe. It's very comfortable. When you get here to the top line here, this is very similar, in my opinion, to the Cloud Ace when it comes to other shoes with the design language here. When you get to the heel counter, again, not as much material back here. Some of the Ons, like the Cloud Flow or even the Cloud Swift, have a really thick plastic here. Now we do get more material here to keep this sort of, stable, but it's not as heavy here. And that's one of the things that you're gonna notice about this shoe in general. Now when you get to the actual heel and then the actual sole of the shoe right here, this is where you get the most difference. So let's kind of walk through the different features that I think make this shoe sort of unique and where it fits in the On lineup. Now, the very first thing you'll see here is the design language. Now, the bottom part here with our sort of this, double, it's not double Helion here like the Cloudstratus, but it is the most Helion cushion here with their CloudTec, right? Their little sections here to help, get that cushion. this has some, I mean, you can almost fit your pinky in some of these here. You know, it's just that wide of a hole here to help, again, receive that energy, right, and disperse it. Now at the bottom, it's a very wide bottom. So overall, this shoe looks very similar in terms of the bottom here to a Cloudstratus. Now the Cloudstratus is currently on its second generation as of the recording of this video. This is April 10th, 2022. And so at the time of this video, we're on the second gen of Cloudstratus, which personally right now is up there of one of my top favorite running shoes and top favorite clouds or on shoes. Now that's a big jump because I like the concept of the Cloudstratus, but I didn't really like the comfort of it. For my particular foot and gait, it just didn't feel as comfortable. Now, it was a comfortable shoe, it just wasn't on the high list of ones that I preferred. Now, this Cloudmonster here takes everything that we loved about where the Cloudstratus was going and takes it up a notch. More cushion, but a lighter overall shoe. Now, that's pretty amazing because with the Cloudstratus, you had a lot thicker here sort of heel. And with that weight, again, you could feel it when you're walking, you're running, you're jogging. The idea of the Cloudmonster is to take away all those concerns that you might have had with Cloud. We love the design language of Cloud, but a lot of folks would complain about the cushioning. There just wasn't enough. And this shoe really takes it up a notch and gives you everything you want in terms of that really soft landing. So I'm a huge fan of this shoe because of that. Now, one of the recent shoes that has come out in the last years or so, is the Cloudboom. And you'll notice that On is starting to do a lot of very, area specific. We don't want to just say that they're generic running shoes. They are now doing shoes for long distance running. And that's really where the Cloudboom is. Now, I've never wore the Cloudboom, but in terms of visual style, you'll notice that very slow grade, right, where it's very consistent. So instead of having a lot of the sort of the fatter piece here that you sometimes get with some of the Ons, which to me is great, I love that design, but a very thin bottom. The Cloudstratus is a very wide bottom. The Cloudmonster also has a very wide bottom here of the sole. And unlike them, you'll notice that there's a slight curve here. Right, so instead of having this over-rounded, you'll notice there's a slight curve here. And this is very reminiscent of the Cloudboom. If you're looking for another brand to compare this to, I would say Hoka is another brand that has this design language in their shoes. And again, one of the reasons that folks probably buy a Hoka over and On is the cushioning. There's just a lot of foam there, and that's really what you get with the Cloudmonster. You get this really great shoe that's super light, breathable, and has really great foam. Now, I would recommend this to anyone as a running shoe, a jogging shoe, a walking shoe, or if you're on your feet all day long, this shoe is going to have the most cushion. Now, I would say it would be really between this and the Cloudstratus, and that's at that point just based on preference and what you're looking for in your shoe. But this is a welcome addition to the On family. Let's talk about my final thoughts here. Ultimately, I think On is doing an incredible job with their lineup of shoes. They have more shoes and more styles of shoes than they've ever had in their history, and that is exciting to me. That means that there is an On for you. Now, if you're looking for that ultra comfort, this is that shoe. So let's talk about some of the things that someone might not be looking for this. Well, it is a little bit thicker, right? It is a wider shoe. It is going to be a slightly thicker shoe in terms of when you're standing. And some folks don't like that. I personally don't mind it. I don't feel it. I don't feel like I'm standing on a lot of foam. In fact, I really don't feel anything. That's the whole point, is that you're supposed to be walking on the clouds. So this is definitely for someone who's looking for that maximum comfort. This is great as an all-around shoe. Again, it's going to be really great in your runs. These are meant to be taken out the box and ready to go. And all the reviews I've read so far have told me that these are just a great pair of shoes that are ready to go. So let's talk about price. These come in at $169.99 US. They're available in several colors for men and women. In terms of the lineup, they're not the most expensive On shoe that you're gonna find. They're not the cheapest either. You'll find the traditional, original On shoes are at about $100 or so. And so if you're looking for just a pair of shoes for everyday use, there are probably another pair that might line up with your budget. But if you're looking for that premium comfort, if you're looking for that maximum experience, this comes in at sort of the mid-range for On pricing, but with the most comfort. So in terms of dollars to comfort, this is the shoe. Well, that's my overview of the Cloudmonster. If you're interested in buying a pair, the team at Rooted always visit Try Running. They're a great store in Acadiana if you're looking for a premium experience with qualified staff and just absolutely great customer service. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this content. If you do, don't forget to like this video. Go ahead and crush the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you are staying up to date with every video that we're producing, because we've got a ton on the channel and more coming every single week. As always, we hope that you're doing well, we hope that you're staying safe, and we can't wait to see you in the next one.